All right, so we've been talking a lot about the latest polls today showing Republican favorability hitting an all-time low. And now one Republican judge in Texas says he's had enough of his own party. Carlo Key of Bexar County, Texas, announcing on Monday in a campaign ad that he will run for re-election as a Democrat, and he had some choice words for the GOP.
I can no longer be a member of the Republican Party. For too long, the Republican Party has been at war with itself. Make no mistake, I have not left the Republican Party. It left me. I cannot tolerate a political party that demeans Texans based on their sexual orientation, the color of their skin, or their economic status.
Joining me right now is Judge Key. He wants to talk about that decision to switch parties. Sir, it's good to have you here. And in this announcement, you say that pragmatism and principle have been overtaken by pettiness and bigotry. You also talk about hate speech in reference to the homophobic remarks of the former San Antonio councilwoman, Elisa Chan, that were caught on audio tape back in August. Had you already decided to make this switch? And was that just the last straw? And was there an option to come out as an independent and not switch to the Democratic side altogether?
You know, I think, first in regards to whether or not you can run as an independent, when you look at the history, I don't know if an independent is even one. It's very rarely done. The Elisa Chan incident really was one of the last straws. As a lot of people know who've run in a primary race, you have to get out there and campaign. And one of those things that I had to do was there was a news conference in which Councilwoman Chan was supposed to answer some hard questions, and the Republican Party made an effort to go out there and support her. And to be honest, I got in my car and I just could not do it. I could not go to that event. And I would say yes, that hate speech was one of the things that really convinced me that I needed to consider my values.
Well, your departure from
and whether the Republican Party's.
Well, I was going to say, it's bad news with your departure from the Republican Party and on a number of fronts here, because they lose a promising young politician, a prominent Hispanic. Do you feel like your state is falling more into the hands of politicians like Ted Cruz, who seem to really gather all the headlines?
Well, I would say down here in Texas, especially in South Texas, in 2010 the Tea Party was growing, and now obviously it's become very strong. It's become a problem in our country, and the effects of the shutdown show it, and that's just not reason, in my opinion.
When we talk about, certain hot-button issues, we have abortion, voting rights, LGBT rights. Why does Texas seem to be such a hotbed of controversy on those topics?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm not a political advisor. I'm not a political expert. I'm a judge. So it's difficult to say. I can tell you that the divide is growing more and more, that reason and people in the middle may not fit in the Republican Party, maybe across the nation, most especially where I am here locally.
What would the Republican Party need to demonstrate to you to win you back?
Compassion. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hate. I haven't seen any of it. On one side of their mouth, they say that, we need the Hispanic vote. On the other hand, they look at the DREAM Act and decide that maybe that needs to be changed. And those, they're contrary to each other. They're not consistent. And so I would need to see action. I think action speaks louder than words.
Judge Carlo Key, sir, thanks for your time, and we wish you the best of luck in your re-election.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.